NBC Radio News. The issue over control of the Spanish Sahara appears to be heading toward the United Nations. I'm John Bohannon with a report that the Spanish government is expected to transfer the administration of the area to the UN following a decision by King Hassan of Morocco to call off his march of conquest. NBC's Bill Williams reports from Madrid.
The honor and prestige of the Spanish army had remained intact as promised by Prince Juan Carlos, acting head of state. The state-controlled radio said here, when commenting on the news, that King Hassan's hordes of peaceful marchers are to return to Morocco from the Spanish Sahara. The commentary, which can safely be said to reflect the government's opinion, hailed the king's decision. He showed his responsibility and love for his people and also his respect for Spain with his decision. The fact that no lives had been lost was due to prudence on both sides, added the commentary. Bill Williams, NBC News, Madrid.
We'll have more news after this. Muslims and Christians have again set up roadblocks throughout Beirut, Lebanon. Police say Muslims grabbed 16 people in one area and now hold them as hostages. Christians retaliated by taking 11 people from a Muslim area and now hold them as hostages. President Sadat of Egypt says a deal with England is nothing more than a chance to catch up with Israel and Syria. We asked William Rice in Cairo what it means.
Sadat says that he has not been resupplied by the Soviet Union since the 1973 war. In contrast, both to Israel, which has been fully resupplied by the United States, or Syria, which has been fully resupplied by the Soviet Union. Therefore, from the Egyptian point of view, this deal, this $2.1 billion deal that there are reports of between Egypt and England, does not represent a change in the Egyptian position, but is simply a case of Egypt trying to catch up with Israel and with Syria.
And reporter William Rice says Russia is punishing Egypt because of Sadat's improved relations with America and other Western countries. In Jerusalem, government officials are saying again Israel will not attend a new Geneva peace conference if the Palestine Liberation Organization is invited. A freight train loaded with propane gas derailed tonight near the community of Fairleigh, Vermont, near the border with New Hampshire. Several tankers exploded and caught fire. State police say no one has been hurt. You're listening to NBC News.
Did you know there are more than 200 different careers to choose from in the health field? Not just for people who study lots of science and want to become doctors and nurses, but for people with backgrounds, interests, and talents exactly like yours. Do you like to sketch and paint pictures? You could choose a career in the health field as a medical illustrator. Or maybe you like crafts and enjoy doing things with your hands. In this case, you might choose a career as a therapist. Whatever your interest or talent, there's a health career that'll let you put it to good use. Get the facts in our free booklet. It's called 200 Ways to Put Your Talent to Work in the Health Field. And it's free. For your copy, write to National Health Council, Box 40, Radio City Station, New York, New York, 10019. That address again is National Health Council, Box 40, Radio City Station, New York, New York, 10019. A public service of this station and the Advertising Council.
President Ford said the way out of New York's problems must be found at the local and state levels. On a special hour-long appearance on NBC's Meet the Press, the president said a New York default would not have a serious effect on the rest of the country.
I have carefully considered that. I have gotten advice not only from experts within my administration, but I have read considerably about the views of others, and it is, I think, the weight of the evidence that if New York City unfortunately goes into default, there will not be any serious ramifications in the money markets of this country.
But Mayor Beam sees things differently. He told reporter Morrison Cruz today a city default would eventually cost American taxpayers plenty.
I hope that Congress passes a bill and then they go in and show him that that bill is a tough bill. It's not going to cost the federal government one penny. And if that bill isn't passed, then it's going to isn't signed, then it's going to cost the taxpayers of our country billions of dollars.
Thiem spent most of his day meeting with top advisors on ways to cut the city budget still further. One way they hit upon is to cut a third of the public relations staff now on the city payroll. A new centralized bureau to handle information services will be set up. President Ford's comments about the city and other matters will be broadcast at 9:05 tonight on WNWS. That's 97 on your FM dial. The show will mark the final appearance of Lawrence Spivak, who has been the show's moderator throughout its 30-year history on NBC radio and television. Mr. Ford congratulated Spivak and noted that he has been a guest on the program 7 times. The president said the show had been a challenge, but always a pleasant one. Official corruption and so-called white-collar crime are permitted to go on with few exceptions. That's the opinion of Paul Curran, who recently resigned his post as U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York. In a farewell report, Curran urged basic reforms in law enforcement to switch the odds from the present state favoring the criminal to where they belong in favor of the people. In local sports, Washington beat the Giants 21-13, Miami over the Jets 27-7, and Portland 115, the Knicks 96. Our weather mostly cloudy with dense fog tonight, occasional drizzle likely toward morning, the low around 60. Cloudy with periods of rain tomorrow and tomorrow night. Right now, under cloudy skies in Rockefeller Center, it's 62 degrees. I'm Mitch Levy.
What is an American?
Someone who does not downgrade America and upgrades it.
One who believes in the ideals of America.
A world citizen.
A consumer, very product-oriented.
That's a hard question. I don't know.
What is an American? Do you know? In our 200th year of freedom, the National Broadcasting Company and this NBC radio network station invite the future generation of Americans to enter the nationwide essay contest, What is an American? If you're a student in grades 9 through 12 and live anywhere in the United States, you are eligible. Just tell us in 1,200 words or less what you think an American is. The 5 winners, to be announced July 4th, 1976, will each receive $5,000 toward their continuing education. Contest ends March 1st, 1976. Write this NBC station today for complete details on how you can enter the What is an American contest.